Should we start today's show?
Come on then, let's do it.
Great show lined up. The race, of course, for Europe really heats up tonight as Liverpool head to Villa Park. And, of course, it's a game you can hear live and exclusive on talkSPORT.
It's finished here at Turf Moor. Burnley 2, Aston Villa 2.
They're not performing in the Premier League. Defensively, very poor. There's a lot to play for Bournemouth and Brighton. And Aston Villa and Liverpool both still probably need one more win.
We expected at the beginning to finish the season in the top 5 is really something fantastic.
Rappenberg gets a shot away and finds the top corner with a curling effort. Taken just 5 minutes for Liverpool to take the lead. And they've done so in stunning style.
In away games against teams where we usually don't drop points, and that has this season happened far too many times after playing in Europe, and that's one of the reasons why we have not qualified yet.
Big one. Can't wait for this. Only goal difference separates the sides, who are both in pole position to take up the remaining 2 Champions League spots. Victory would guarantee a top 5 finish for both Villa and Liverpool, while a stalemate could also be enough, depending on the outcome of Bournemouth's clash with Manchester City. That's next Tuesday. How big a game is this for your beloved Aston Villa?
It's a big game for both clubs because you can get it wrapped up tonight. You know, whoever wins, I think, will be guaranteed Champions League football. Yeah. And if you don't win, it's even a draw. You're looking behind you and you're looking at Bournemouth. Maybe more for if Liverpool draw, they'll be on 60. And then Bournemouth can get to 61. And Liverpool have got Brentford last game. Villa have got Man City last game. So a draw doesn't really help anyone. Someone's got to go and win tonight. Yeah. And then you guarantee Champions League football. Villa can go into the final on Wednesday relaxed. Knowing whatever happens, they're guaranteed Champions League football. Aston Villa don't want to lose the game. Go into the final with the pressure on. And then Bournemouth beat Manchester City. And if Bournemouth win their last game of the season, Aston Villa lose to Man City, we miss out on top.
Should I be writing all this down? Because there's a lot.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, because I know it off by heart.
Do you? I know you do. Does it take it? Does it? I mean, when's your Europa League final? That's going to be
Wednesday.
Okay. If you win that, you're in the Champions League anyway.
Yes.
So do you think that takes a little bit of the pressure off?
It does.
And maybe adds it to Liverpool.
Yeah, it does. It does take a bit of the pressure off. But we know, mate, Aston Villa are favourites. But anything can happen in the cup final, and the manager would have been so frustrated at recent results. The game against Spurs, Fulham game as well. Game against Burnley, this could have been wrapped up weeks ago. He'll be looking at tonight. Can maybe play strongest side, maybe, and then you take players off, or will he play a weakened side like he did against Spurs and think, I don't want any injuries. I don't want Rodgers, Watkins, Tielemans, McGinn, Konsa. These big star players. Imagine if they didn't get a result tonight and a couple of those players got injured, missed the final.
I agree.
And naturally, Andy, when you know you got a cup final on Wednesday, I've been there. You're not going into tonight's game 100%.
No, you need that rest.
Don't want to go into we don't want to go into a 50-50 maybe. So psychologically, it's going to be tough for Aston Villa, and Liverpool will be looking at tonight's game thinking, let's wrap it up.
One player who won't feature tonight is the forgotten Harvey Elliott. Now, he joined Villa on a season-long loan from Liverpool, but has only played 109 minutes in the league all season. Unai Emery has been discussing the situation, describing it as embarrassing.
This decision is very difficult, or it's easy, but it's not the moment. Of course, it's something embarrassing for everything we are involved in it. And my apologies for Harvey Elliott is every day in my mind. But it's the responsibility. And we have our responsibility, and Liverpool, they have their responsibility. And of course, it's something as a human, as a person, how is going the season for him is difficult.
I have to say, I've spoke about this quite a lot. I don't like the way the deal's structured at all. Villa had an obligation to make the deal permanent if he played 10 league games. He only played 4. Villa wanted Elliott to return to Anfield in January, but the clubs couldn't come to an agreement. I've spoken about this in great detail before. I think a deal like this is down to the agent doing the deal. Yeah. And I think whenever you put into a contract, if you play a certain amount of games, this will happen. The club is more than like, unless they're 100% sure, they're not going to give you that extra game to complete the deal.
I sign contracts and they're big with players. You play a certain amount of games, you get an extra year or something, or it generates a new deal. I remember under Martin O'Neill, if I'd played 40 Premier League games, negotiations for a new deal started. So there's been a situation where clubs have says, 39 games, one more game, we have to give him an extra year.
Yeah.
Don't play for 6 months.
Insane
So
deal.
he just kills yourself in the deals. Why couldn't Liverpool and Aston Villa just agree? Harvey Elliott's coming on loan. We're paying this amount of his wages. That's it.
I don't know.
At least he'll learn from this himself with his agents, and he'll never do that again. Because the poor kid, mate, 23 years of age, probably thinking it's a World Cup year. I've got to play at the tournament, winning the under-21s, European Championships. I've gone to an Aston Villa side, European football, exciting manager. He's thinking, this is my season to get on that plane for the World Cup. It's been a disaster. And you can't blame Unai Emery because his main targets were Paqueta, didn't go through. Asensio again, didn't go through. On the last day of the season, Harvey Elliott come in. You could tell it was a bit of a panic. Okay, who can we get in? Money's tight for Aston Villa with these PSR rules. He couldn't afford to just say, oh, okay, don't be ruthless, be a nice person, and pay the 35 million in the summer. That could be all Aston Villa have got to spend.
Yeah.
So if he's not sure about him, maybe saw him in training in the games. You have to be ruthless as a football club, as a manager, but I feel for Harvey Elliott, the player. Probably renting a house in Birmingham for a year, thinking, what am I doing?
Is there an obligation, do you think, from Liverpool to suggest maybe they should say, I don't even know if they can, because then they'll be breaking the contract, but in January they should have said, come back.
100%. But Liverpool as well looked at it and says, Aston Villa are rivals for top 5.
Yeah.
So we don't want to change the deal maybe where he can play as many games as he wants and you don't have to pay the... Because they're not looking at that and saying, Harvey Elliott's 17, give him a bit of game time. No. You're at the bottom of the league. We're fighting for the Premier League. Would have been a different... They're seeing it like it is now on the same points. January, you're both fighting for Champions League football. Okay, we can't help Aston Villa here. No, deal stays as it is. So I can sort of see from their point of view. And football's ruthless.
Yeah.
Look at James Tavernier.
Yeah.
Andy. Football's ruthless.
He said that yesterday. He should have been playing, yeah.
So when players leave, and you look at the Isak situation, you look at this situation, we're quick to hammer them. Football clubs are the worst, mate. When they don't want someone, I've seen it at Aston Villa myself. I've heard about it at many clubs in the Premier League and the National League, wherever it is. When they don't want anybody, they will make your life hell. Ask Benty about his time at Aston Villa as well, when the manager made him train at different times. When the club don't want you, they don't care about your mental health, mate. They'll be all over you to get you out.
You can phone up if you want and have your say on that. 03717223334. You've got a similar deal here at talkSPORT, right? If you get 300 breakfast shows, they've got to pay you double.
I need one more breakfast show with Andy Goldstein for the deal, but we're done.
I don't think they can afford me, let alone you.